all this? TikToker believes Japan for getting arrested for this video. What's going on here? For half a second, I thought it was a Johnny Sommelier situation. Apparently, there's someone else who also tried to be a Johnny Sommelier, because apparently they really can't think of any other better content than just annoying, harassing people in the streets. But this dude, apparently Japan is just sort of sick of it and is starting to actually do something about these people, which is awesome.
This TikToker was recently arrested in Japan, then ended up fleeing the country after having a very public crash out. And sadly, this is another story of how social media fame has destroyed a person.
Turning Japanese, I think I'm...
It really sucks too, because it's kind of like, it's normally these really socially awkward people that really badly want or have like a desperate need for attention, and unfortunately, just like a child, whenever they're having a tantrum, if a negative attitude or a negative action or a negative tantrum, you know what I'm saying, like is what gets the most amount of attention. I feel like that's what they always like gravitate towards.
Turning Japanese, I really think so.
Japan. Yeah, but you're drinking Smirnoff though. I don't know what that has to do with Japan. Okay, okay, all right. You can't just go. You can't just go to places and start accusing. You start threatening to murder.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Josh, are you okay? Shh. Josh.
Oh boy, I mean, this is just a dumpster fire from start to finish, but this is Joshua Block, a 23-year-old TikToker who currently has nearly 4 million followers on his World of T-Shirts account. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised I haven't covered anything from him in the past, because Josh has been known as an internet crash out for a minute now, which has led him to this most recent meltdown and arrest in Japan. I don't know really how to say it, but Josh's whole internet story...
I gotta ask a genuine question, especially, like, Johnny Sommelier might have a different situation, potentially, but, like, for somebody like him, like, what is the benefit to consequence gain there? Like, are they really making so much money off of Kick that they can just, like, live as they are?
Story really kind of has a bad taste to it, especially because...
Like, are they just making bank, like, bukus of money from these people, like, the donations, or what? Like, how is it that they're able to just go to Japan and just start freaking, like, running around harassing people, affording hotels, or are they just on the streets?
His original content, while it was still weird, was nothing like the crazy stuff that he's currently posting now. His first video was in 2019 where he ate crickets while calling it exotic food.
My first viral video was when I ate crickets a few years back. Yo, exotic food check.
Is that like a processed cricket, or did he just find those out in the backyard? Aren't they supposed to be, like, dried?
Hey, I mean, people can really gain a following from anything nowadays. Clearly, he's not playing with full deck of cards, but still, that doesn't excuse the majority of the wild stuff that he does for what I can assume is internet attention. Either way though, how do you go from that to getting arrested in Japan for throwing drinks, publicly screaming, kicking, and biting people?
He bit me. What the He bit me. Last night we're out with Joshua Block. He bit me. That guy. Yeah. What the
Oh, hell nah, bro. You better go get a rabies shot. Screw that. What the hell?
That's pretty cool.
No, that's not cool. If I didn't know this guy, I would press charges. But clearly, Josh's original...
If I knew this guy, I'd press charges. What the hell, bro? Don't freaking bite me!
Original content was way more tame and included content...
That's an open wound! I don't know you. I don't know your history!
Where he discussed the pandemic, made lip-syncing videos, and even just talked about coffee. But the more views he received, the seemingly stranger his content got, which is not really a news story for the internet. Views can be addicting, and getting that level of attention can also be extremely addicting, especially for a normal person, and clearly it can make some people insane, as we've covered here on this channel.
Hi, my name is Joshua Block. I'm a senior at Patchogue Medford High School. when I created my TikTok account, I never thought I would become an influencer. I get a lot of calls.
Can we stop with the influencer nonsense? You're a freaking TikToker. It's not that. Stop trying to give it a fancier freaking word. I'm a YouTuber. You're a TikToker.
For brand sponsorships, but
we can spice it up with VTuber and other like subcategories. We can freaking kind of chill out. Influencer. Who the hell are we influencing exactly?
I have to like make sure they're real.
He started TikTok, I think, in 2018. In October last year, they start paying their stars a few cents for views. So he's got 46 million views. Okay, so he's making quite a bit of money.
The turn is
okay. That's what I figured. Got it. Okay, so they are making the cash mullahs.
Content and his attitude really seemed to hit when he started posting videos of himself in New York, loudly singing and dancing around other pedestrians.
Now, to most regular people, I'm sure the idea of constantly being harassed by fans doesn't sound that appealing, but for Josh, this was a catastrophe, one he wouldn't respond to in the healthiest manner. He would begin charging his fans $50 for the privilege of taking a photo with him, with multiple videos being released of him basically demanding money from fans. Of these,
this actually, it really sucks, but at the end of the day, like, the more and more I see of these, the more and more I realize that what it comes down to is just, it's the platforms. There is, like, I like, of course, we should not and will not take away the responsibility from these creators. They should honestly be arrested for harassing people. They should be punished for their crimes. However, I think that the actual platforms need to stop like feeding like funneling money to these sorts of this sort of content. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep going.
Perhaps the most popular
I guess
is a video
that's if they actually want to freaking stop it.
Central Park, where a fan pays him to sing a song, with Josh looking even more dead-eyed than usual.
Yeah, New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New.
Bro, I paid you to sing a song and you're not even gonna look at the camera?
York.
So now you have this guy who's obviously addicted to views, making weird public content. Can it get worse? Yes. Yes, it can get so much worse. A lot of people who've followed Joshua for a while started noticing some pretty creepy figures that were suddenly showing up in his videos and surrounding him, feeding off of, I guess, his newly found internet fame and potentially taking advantage of him in the
And that's where it all comes from, isn't it? A lot of these grifters start to sort of like try to mooch off of each other's freaking fan bases.
process. One of these guys is someone named Michael
You'll see that a lot of the times, if you find any form of success on social media, there's gonna be people who are just trying to mooch off of it.
Quinn, who considers himself
Which is one of those reasons why, personally, I don't feel like I want to ask for collaborations on the channel or on YouTube until I've at least, like, gotten to a certain degree of, like, something. Like, for example, I want to get to 500 subscribers and, like, actually put advertisements on my channel so I can say, hey, I'm official, I'm a partner, yada yada. And I can sort of, like, you know, be like, I'm official, and then I can, like, you know, I don't know.
social.
I don't ever want to feel like I don't want to make anybody feel like I'm trying to collaborate with them because I want to, like, use them for attention or for, to further my own personal career. I want to collaborate with somebody because I want to, like, I want to meet new people in the community. You get me? And that's realistically the biggest thing. I don't even think the game or what we do really matters too much.
Media influencer under the TikTok handle Michael Quinn Jack. This guy is from New York City, and in fact, he is so much from New York City that he used to own a hot dog company. But since his hot dog company days, he's turned to enabling potentially vulnerable influencers on the internet that have a larger following than him. And yes, I'm talking about Joshua. Joshua's followers started to see red flags when Michael came onto the scene because Joshua's drinking habits steadily increased, and it seemed that Michael was only encouraging it. As you can see by these screenshots, the dude starts binge drinking at 21, which honestly is normal to have a few too many on your 21st birthday, let's be real, but that Michael was only encouraging it. As you can see by these screenshots, the dude starts binge drinking at 21, which honestly is normal to have a few too many on your 21st birthday,
I'm thirsty.
Let's be real, but the problem is...
I'm just saying.
It seems encouraging. As you can see by these screenshots,
Honestly,
the dude starts binge drinking at 21, which honestly is normal.
Back at my 21, when it was me and my older bro Monkey, we would have topped this motherfucker off. This would have been like this would have been topped up.
Well, to have a few too many on your 21st birthday, let's be real. But the problem is,
it was bad. But luckily, from a very, very, very young age, Papa and Mama Monkey had they did not shy away from conversations or exposing us to things like alcohol and whatnot. So we kind of already had an understanding of it, knew what it was, how it affected people, and we kind of respected it. So even though, yes, we absolutely freaking loved our booze, now especially, and I'm only 29, only, ladies. I am 29, but I can say that at the very least at this point, I have a very healthy relationship with alcohol, and in most cases, I just freaking don't drink anymore. I definitely was an avid drinker, and I loved drinking. Loved cocktails because I did it for the flavors, so good. But now I'm trying to think. Honestly, nowadays it's really only like if I happen to go to like a party and everybody has a beer, then you're one of that one uncle. Hey, he's a beer. How come you don't got a beer in your hand? It's like, alright, fine, give it. And they're like, yeah, I'll drink for sure there, but otherwise I'm not really like going for it. Not really looking for it. You know what I mean?
Seems like he just jumped straight into being a crippling alcoholic as soon as he turned 21. And if I include every TikTok of this guy posted with him and Josh drinking together, this video would be way too long. The point is, Michael started feeding Joshua alcohol right when Joshua turned 21. And this is also basically the same time Joshua started to have these really bad public meltdowns. And again,
I see what he's saying. Yeah, it's kind of like he's not really well experienced with alcohol and being drunk and all this stuff. So it's already gonna be a situation where I mean, I get it.
Joshua's content was strange before, but it was pretty apparent that his videos were weird for the sake of views. Now they're depressing.
I think I'll take my whiskey neat.
Why is his hand trembling so damn much?
My coffee blackened in my bed at 3.
Okay, so now he's doing this singing while drinking in public and visibly shaking, which is kind of shocking.
I'm glad someone else noticed it, bro. I've seen someone with the shakes before.
Because the shakes are normally a sign of fairly late stages of alcoholism, and the dude has barely been drinking for 2 years. And unfortunately, if that isn't bad enough, it's all downhill from here.
Ah! Oh, no! Ah!
Is he currently drunk? Because I've seen some alcoholics where they start to lose their sense of balance when they're sober.
Ow!
Come here, let me
Ow!
Let me get you.
Help me!
Then you have this clip. I mean, it has been non-stop.
He just has a mob running after. What the hell did he do?
Stop chaos with this guy for a couple of years now, and it's pretty obvious that he's drunk in these videos and going from singing in New York to screaming on trains and passing out on the street. It's a big content shift, especially going from this like fairly odd but wholesome high school kid to just this kind of content only 5 years later. But it definitely doesn't help that Joshua seems to be pretty much in denial about it, claiming that he was only an alcoholic for 2 months.
Oh, I was an alcoholic maybe for 2 months, like earlier, like over the summer. I was an
That's not how alcoholism works, bruh.
alcoholic, like I was.
You're not an alcoholic when you choose to drink like crazy. You're an alcoholic because you can't freaking stop drinking. What do you mean for 2 months?
Waking up.
It sounds like it. You sound like an alcoholic trying to justify your alcoholism.
Shaky hands.
I've been to AA.
Kept taking those
I've been to AA meetings with family.
Bottles of Fireball, and my shakes were coming back.
So there he addressed those shakes, and obviously...
So he did have the shakes!
The latest update to this story is his arrest in Japan. So it's safe to say I don't think he's got alcohol out of his system at all. It doesn't help.
I'm gonna be real with you. If somebody in his family loves him, they're either gonna put him inside of a freaking rehab, or they're gonna have him sent to jail so he can freaking get clean behind bars.
That even after he stopped hanging around Mike,
or AA, I guess you don't gotta go to that extreme, right? But still, you get what I'm saying.
well, he found
He's already been arrested once. I'm just saying. I mean, leave him there. You know what I mean?
new enabler and a guy named Mr. Based.
You cannot stop Josh from drinking.
One time, my pops was gonna bail out one of my uncles, but he left him in the jail instead, and he had the money to bail him out, but he's just like, "Come on, bro." He's like, "Nah." Like, I'll tell you what, you hang out there. By the time this gets cleared over, I think you'll finally be sober. It was the funniest thing, dude. After that, we put him in AA. Oh my goodness, that's a whole.
Drinking,
He's clean now.
die. He's in a
He's
stage
clean
of
now.
alcoholic, and if you take away all the alcohol, he can die. He said you're not allowed to stop. You got to wean it down.
You have to taper.
We had to taper it.
That's not. That's absolutely an alcoholic's. Wait, like that's an alcohol. That's an alcoholic's mindset. That is an alcoholic's myth.
Down, right.
Does that mean I can never drink again when I get sober?
No, if you can learn to handle it, you could be a social drinker.
Okay.
See, that's that alcoholic. See, I see two alcoholics here, trying to justify drinking to each other. I'm gonna tell you something. If you gotta justify your drinking, you're drinking too damn much. Normal people don't think about how much they're drinking.
Promise you that.
If you have to think about it and justify it, you're just drinking too damn much.
That was terrible advice, but
You get what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't be asking the question if you thought you were well within your means of drinking.
once again, new dude feeding Josh alcohol while calling himself Josh's friend and savior. And obviously, Josh's condition is just getting worse and worse, and Mr. Based is just posting content like this, which is just feeding the internet's rage.
Shooting at TikTok. Josh, we just had an incredibly interesting, fun, wonderful evening. Can you break down the live stream from tonight?
Hold on, once. No, yeah.
Lost his... Bro, and then you gonna pull that move right in front of her live on stream? You really gonna, like, put her... You gonna put... Is that her? Is that her? Was it her? And you're gonna put her on blast like that for the whole world to see?
What are you doing?
What happened to Gentlemen Don't Kiss and Tell?
Irrigating my nose.
Oh, okay. What went on tonight? Why was our live stream so fucking...
I lost my B card.
What does that mean?
Virginity.
Yeah, this is just sad. On paper, this looks like a story of a crash out TikToker who got arrested, but really, it's a story of a dude diagnosed with autism.
Listen, congratulations, right? Full blown. Hey! Let's go, boy! But also, maybe you don't have to tell everybody everything all the time?
Who started making it.
And maybe you don't agree with me, like, boys are gonna be boys. He wants to take it. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, that's cool and all, but maybe for the ladies, like, at least I personally, maybe that's just me, right? But maybe different opinions. You know, we can agree to disagree on that, and the end. But I wouldn't be telling the whole, like, I wouldn't be putting our blast on the social media like that.
Internet content. Then, once he got a following, these scumbags pulled up, gave him a bunch of alcohol, and got him to do some crazy stuff for views. Obviously, that doesn't negate everything that Josh has done or how he acts, but I feel like we should be kind of looking at it through that lens, because that definitely separates him from people like Johnny Somali, who is very intentional with how he acts to gain an audience. But now that we're caught up with the Joshua saga, this leads up to the most recent situation, which went down in Japan. As Joshua, he's been having pretty regular freakouts on the streets and subways of New York, but he went international with this one and imported himself to Japan to essentially rinse and repeat and act even worse than what he was acting in New York City.
I can't breathe! I'm gonna be real with you, I just realized we haven't even gotten to Japan yet.
This one.
I think exported would be the correct term. Exported himself from America, imported himself into Japan. But either way, this video cracks me up because in New York, People were just watching him and thinking, oh, look at that, another crazy person. But then he goes to Japan and suddenly citizens are arresting him on the street, which honestly is probably what he needs. A wake-up call couldn't hurt. But Joshua didn't seem to take it as a wake-up call. Instead, he got pretty caught up on the logistics of a citizen's arrest versus a real arrest.
Under citizen's arrest, and the police wanted to talk to me, but I wasn't under actual arrest. You know what a citizen's arrest is?
Yeah.
It's where a civilian like brings you to the police and talk to the police.
I was fully under the impression that a citizen's arrest was basically when a citizen calls into the police, tells them about a situation, and since there is either a situation in which matters need to be taken like quickly, or potentially there is no way for the police to actually get to the location, then the actual like citizen, so to speak, is given the right to perform an actual arrest, so to speak. Isn't that the case?
It's not a real arrest.
So a citizen can basically ask for permission to arrest an individual so long as they like are justified. No, isn't that what it was? I'm too stupid for that one.
You know what that is, Rick?
Yeah, I got it.
It's not an actual arrest. It's a citizen's arrest.
Okay, bottom line is he was dragged to the police for being a problem and physically harming people and threatening others. But also, while he was in Japan, he also hinted at eating this weird food.
I would like to
The only
try-
reason I specified that, by the way, is that you gotta be real careful here in the United States, at the very least. I don't know how it works in Japan, or if it's the same thing or not, yada yada. I don't even know if it fully works the same way here in America. But all I know is that here in America, by definition, if you were to take somebody out of a room that they are in by force or against their will, it is considered kidnapping. And in some states, it's literally from one room to another. So it's kind of like you got to be very careful about situations like that.
dog.
I don't know if he's being legit here or if he's just trying to bait an audience for attention. So I can only hope this was really just another thing he's saying for views. But he did bite a guy pretty hard there, so...
What did he say?
Eating this weird food. He was dragged to the police for being a problem and physically harming people and threatening others. But also, while he was in Japan, he also hinted at eating this weird food.
I would like to try dog.
I don't know if he's being legit here or if he's just trying to bait an
Dog
audience
feed?
for attention. So I can only hope this
Like
was
kibble?
really just another thing he's saying for views. But he did bite a guy pretty hard there, so who knows what he wants to put in his mouth.
Bro, tell me he's a furry, secretly.
Put the fries in the bag.
Hey! Hey! I make 400 grand a year, bitch! Hey! It's on now!
We're not gonna fight, man.
Then take back what you said!
I'm never taking.
Take back what you said. Bro, his boys gotta like just. This is the moment where your boys are supposed to grab you and be like, bro, he's not worth it. Ignore him. Screw him. He's freaking garbage. He's garbage, bro. He's garbage. Wait. That's why he's yelling at you from across the street, because he knows your life is better than this. Look how much money you making. He's probably making jack squat. You know, that's when your boys are supposed to step in and like cool you down. They gotta be your boys gotta be your Black Widow with the Hulk. Like, come on, bro, the sunset's getting real low, baby.
Back anything I said. I love
He's freaking alright.
Oh, come on, man. Ignore that, man. Ignore that.
You don't ever say put the fries in the bag and get away with it!
It's always funny when
What?
influencers
Okay.
brag about how much they make in front of randoms when they absolutely did not ask. Like, what are they expecting? A congratulations? A trophy? A participation trophy? Like a medal? For them to drop down on their knees and apologize? Like, no, if you're acting like a drunk idiot and harassing people in public, don't be surprised if people point and laugh at you. Like in this situation, if you don't want people pointing and laughing at you, just don't be a burden to society. It's really not that difficult.
Hey!
He goes back for seconds. Stop throwing the beverages at people.
I make 400 grand a year!
Don't chase people.
Yeah, that might be one of the most pathetic videos I've seen in a while. And he was detained in Japan.
I don't know who he's hanging out with, but they are literally, like, these two, like, bozos over here are literally hanging out with him just so they can record him for content. For their channel's growth. They're not even talking. They're not even getting involved. They're literally just following this guy around to record him when he has a crash out. He is with a bad crowd. They are just there to try to get him into, like trouble. Honestly, that's what I feel.
But it does seem like he was able to hop on a flight after his police station visit and flee back to New York City. Honestly, I doubt this will be the last thing we hear from this guy, but who knows?
I'm throwing my phone away. I don't want to do TikTok anymore. The stupid TikTok.
But that was the quick
I mean,
story
at a
of
certain
Joshua,
point, once you made enough
world of
money, bro, you could
t-shirts and
just
how social
stop.
media fame and terrible influences can absolutely ruin your life. But other than that, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video. And hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Hey everybody, there's a whole lot.
Freaking wow, my dude. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and share the video. Please go drop it a like, go drop it a sub, all that good stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today! I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi! That's all for now, Monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!